Hey guys, it's Eric with the Miller Park Minute, where we're throwing strikes and getting likes, hitting dingers, getting listeners back again with another video. It's been a good week since I've been on the air. This is a daily show. I podcast on the regular. It's been a brief hiatus, of course, during playoff push. Not a smart move on my part, but I come back to talk Brew Crew like we like to do. Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Castbox, Amazon, you name it, YouTube, Rumble. Saturdays at 4 o'clock Central. We're a few seconds early today. A few minutes, I should say. But we're coming back to talk Brew Crew. It's been a minute since I've been talking Brew Crew because of just life in general. So we're going to talk some Brew Crew, talk about what we missed, cover kind of just the world in general in Brewers baseball land and everything that's transpired. So first off, let's talk about David Stearns. I forgot to mention, if you want to save money on tickets, go over to SeatGeek, use the code Miller Park Minute, save $20 off your first order with SeatGeek. You can also go to the Patreon, patreon.com/Miller Park Minute, or you can support us down below. Today, I'm just gonna catch up on things. So we're just gonna kind of go all over the board, talk a little random. It's been a minute since I've done a show, so if it takes me a little to get into it, we got a lot to get into. So first, let's talk about the Brewers' record over the last week and our progress. In the overall, we're down to an elimination number of 10. So that's our magic number. Any combination, 5 wins from us and 5 losses from the Cubs locks us up for the division. As far as where we stand, we are actually only 6 games back of the Dodgers record, which is kind of crazy to think about because the Dodgers, are the superstar team and are so good, but they've lost their fair share of games, and maybe the Brewers aren't as bad as people tend to think that they are. I don't know. That goes without saying, I think. But yeah, we have a 5.5 game lead over the Chicago Cubs as of today, this moment right now, 4 o'clock Central Time on Saturday, September 16th. And it's a 7-3 record in the last week. Currently win streak of 2. We have done some great baseball, and let's talk about exactly where it has come and gone. I think you go back to the Yankees loss on Sunday, where we had a no-hit bid through 10 innings. It goes without saying that was a beautiful point for the Crew in that game. Had they won that game, would have been even more amazing. Unfortunately, we fell, and just got that. Unfortunately, that stuff happens once in a while, and it had the catch. It had everything it needed to be for a 10-inning no-hit game, and it just crumbled on us, disappeared. And we could second guess every decision Council made in that game, but I'm not here to break down the analytics on that and do that, because quite frankly, we don't need to talk about it. I mean, it's over, it's done. Burns could have had a second no-hitter on the anniversary of his no-hitter. Then you go into Miami, you take 3 of 4 from Miami. He did lose a little bit of a clunker midweek Wednesday. Just couldn't get the hits together. No timely hitting there. One of the things with this team that I take a look at is you're going to have your cold bat days. It just happens to be that the cold bats go at the same time. And then we go into last night and nice 5-3 victory. Looked like we were going to get shut out. Looked like nothing was doing. And then something was doing in William Contreras. William Contreras doing what William Contreras does with a 3-run shot. And that's good. Now we go to tonight. We got Nats again. Nats has played some spoiler a little bit, but they're still one of the worst teams in baseball. You got Williams versus Burns, ace on the hill. You don't think he's going to be fired up? He will definitely. Been a rough month for everyone saying the Cubs would be in first. Very true. Very true. All those people that are like, oh yeah, but next week Saturday we're going to be out of this thing. It just makes me chuckle. It makes me chuckle when people are like, "Oh yeah, by next week Saturday we're out of this thing." And it, it's funny. It's funny. I mean, let the haters hate. I guess at this point we're doing what we're doing, and we're putting it on every day. Um, we are, and I think that's what Tyler. I think that's what has been great is every single day we go out there and we play. I mean, even last night, we're down halfway through the game, and then the shot happens. Massive shot, second longest by um, our boy Wild Bill. That's the second longest one in his career, according to statistician Dominic Catronio last night. Um, just great to see. Yes, I agree. I 100% agree with you there. I think the and Chicago fans in general. I mean, you could say it with the Packers and the Packers and the Bears rivalry as well. I'm not a Packers fan per se, but I think the rivalry there is just this big made up poop fest. It sucks because um, if you look at the numbers the Packers dominate the Bears, but if you look at the numbers for us versus the Cubs, it's a back and forth. Yeah, it's the fans. It's not as bad as Eagles fans, but it's still pretty bad. Hey, Richard, how we doing today? You gonna fight back and win your fantasy matchup, man? Looks like you're still clawing. Um, I really I think it comes down to that we're playing good ball, and I think people don't want to admit that. Even the naysayers in the Milwaukee Brewers groups and the Facebook groups are not. Yeah, the Eagles are good. The Eagles are very good. But you just see how some of them act, and it's exaggerated via social media and stuff like that. And I'm sure it's bad if you're there in person. I couldn't imagine going to an Eagles game and wearing like my Dallas Cowboys gear or whatever. That just I I have to acknowledge. Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth. I have to acknowledge the fact that sports is now to the point where we're so divided on everything else in the world that we can't get any better on all of these topics. So why would sports be any different? This like the division amongst our fans who are arguing this out, and what a stink fest, and then halfway through the game, William Contreras hits a homer, and their Facebook comments get deleted, or those posts magically disappear. That troll guy that's out there on Facebook that says all this stupid crap, and it's like there's just no justification for it. And I know Tyler, you're a guy who likes to fire back at those people, and same with Jake. And it's hilarious to me just how deep rooted in their idiot opinions they are. And I'm not afraid to call them idiot opinions, because it's like you got to take the good with the bad and just roll with it, because it's a long season. I don't know who I was talking to. I was talking to a gentleman that is a university instructor, and this was a good conversation. He's a university instructor for analytics, and no, I'm sorry, he works at Marquette, and he does the analytical side. There's actually a very specified program where they do body analytics based on different statistics and numbers and things like that. And it was very interesting conversation because we were talking about it, and baseball is the only game in whole there's a certain failure rate. You don't have 162 games because you're going to play great over a 162. You have 162 because to bat 250, you're going to have those down trends. I told you so person when your team loses is a weird way to live your life. It so is. I hate it. Just it goes back to, and I said it not in podcast form or in public forum, but it's like those same people that rooted, and the shot that's now viral of the people like cheering when Aaron Rodgers went down with an Achilles. I honestly wonder how sick those people are. Like, the man's gone. Like, get over it. And anyone who's watching this, I don't know where you stand, and no disrespect meant, but to root for the guy to fail or get injured, I'm sure there was some of that with Tom Brady when he moved on too, but and Brett Favre, of course. But I think it's funny to me to watch these people just get so happy that they were in that, that like that dude just went through a devastating injury, and you just have such a happiness and like, ha ha, that's gonna fire him up and he's gonna want to come back. I mean, knowing Aaron Rodgers' personality and who he is, he's not gonna question life and stop living life. He's gonna come back and he's gonna be stronger. Same with people who get mad when we win 2 of 3 and don't get a sweep. Yes, and that's what it comes down to. It's like this season is built the way it is. It's not football. It's not basketball is super long now too, but it's not football. Football you have, and they extended the football season. What is it now? 17 or 18? But it's not where every game matters. You can't be perfect in 162. The odds of that, I'm not a mathematician, but the odds of that are probably so rare that you could win all 162. And I always kind of laugh when you have a team that starts a year undefeated, because it's like, oh, not gonna go 162-0, and as Brewers fans, we make those jokes. 17 games. Okay, yeah. So like exactly, like a football season is very short in the long haul. You have massive rosters to and backup upon backup. I mean, now the NFL has done this thing with the third quarterback. Look at, it's just the same. It's the same operation. Yeah, it's 10 times the amount of games. So you've gone backup upon backup, and look what we're going through now. I mean, this has been a long season of injury. Joey Weimer, I was going to mention Joey Weimer today, and I'm going to kind of go off on my Joey Weimer tangent. The only reason Joey Weimer has played the whole year like he has is because he's been healthy. And he's been one of the only outfielders that we've had that have been healthy that isn't straight dog trash. Yeah, he can hit and could be sent down, or should be sent down to get some more time hitting and to adjust his swing and do all that. But the Brewers have had no choice and no option. There is no choice at this time to get Joey Weimer off that field, because Mark Canha, Christian Yelich, Tyrone Taylor's been injured, Garrett Mitchell, Sal was injured. Sal should have been up earlier this year. Yes, agreed. I agree 100%. And that's where this kind of my Weimer defense comes from, because I've tried to justify, like, why is he still here? And it really just, I think the easiest answer is the injury. The injury bug has really affected this team, and it's deeper than, okay, send this guy up, send that guy down, or Abraham Toro, or whatever. You use, oh, why aren't we using this guy? It's more than that. Joey Weimer has put us where we are, um, and done it defensively. And yeah, we're at that point now where thankfully Garrett Mitchell is finally rehabbing. Yeah. Keston was injured too, and Keston's not an outfielder, but I mean, he was an option at some point, and I think they really just want to let Keston get to free agency, and they wanted him to build his value in AAA. I think that's honestly why we never saw Keston, and then they made all these other roster moves and decisions, Santana, and I think they were just better. They didn't trust the decision of Keston, and that's where we get to the roster that we have. I don't think that a Garrett Mitchell being able to play AAA games is a bad thing right now, because I think it's and I'm not saying you're saying that, but if he's healthy and capable in the next, what do we got till the minor league season ends? I know you know this, Tyler. Um but if there's a way to let Joey Weimer have that break and go down, and even a switch that could be possibly made there, that would be incredible for the team. I think Joey Weimer's value to the team is that defense. As much as the guys tried to hit out of it every day that he's been put in the lineup, it is what it is. Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm kind of saying, is like, if you can get Joey Weimer to go down for even a week, get some at bats down there, and just kind of get comfortable again and regain that momentum that he had when he came in. Because when he came in, he was super good, and I don't think anybody thought it ends on September 28th. Okay, so they got a little bit of time where they could do something. And I think the Brewers have been very active to make those moves. I think we are at a spot where it's um been good that they've been making the moves and bringing people up, and what they did with Ray and Hauser the other day worked. Um, I don't know the 40-man deadline, but I know if you're on the 40-man, you're eligible for the playoffs, right? So I apologize. I've been out. I mean, I've been watching every day, but I've been out of it a little bit with just the content. But I think if we if we move these pieces the way we've been moving, and the expertise that we have. Needs to shorten at the step he takes, front foot. Yeah, I I was noticing that the other day too. I'm just watching his at bats at after at bat, and I'm like, he's making a move too quick or something there. Okay, so you had to be on that 40 man, so they can't change the 40 man at this juncture. Now the 40 man is the end all be all for the playoffs. So um and we're gonna see where that comes down. I think it's kind of funny too. I'm just gonna sidebar this. I think it's kind of funny too that a lot of people are kind of like already playing the, well, what are we gonna do next year or the off season, or well, Craig Counsell doesn't want to be here. His heart's not in it kind of games, and I'm sure you've seen those comments as well, um, Tyler. And I find that very interesting. So let's see here. I'm just looking to see who for outfielders is on the. We only have two catchers on the 40 man. That's kind of interesting to me. Who's the backup? Who's the emergency catcher? So Owen Miller is still on the 40 man. Abraham Toro for infielders. Blake Perkins is on a 10-day IL, and Garrett Mitchell's on the 60, of course. DHs. All of our DHs are on. Council's gonna follow Stearns to New York City. Who said that? Was that you, Tyler? Sorry, I don't have my window open. Yeah, but okay, why are we focusing on that? Why is that even a story? Is my point. I think when I'm saying, like, who cares? Like, it's saying his heart's not in it. Like, of course he is. He's if he's moving to New York City, if he's moving to the Mets, if he's going somewhere, why wouldn't he play for the World Series? That's a dumb logic that I keep seeing on Facebook, and I'm like, no. Council's being council and making the moves that council has always made. So far, we've done a lot of winning. I don't. So my only reservation, and this is just where my mind goes. Maybe Council wants to take a year off and just spend the time with his kids. Both of his kids are in ball. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's where my head goes. Yeah, see. I agree. I think, like, if anything, just gonna step out and be done. He's had a long major league career. I'm sure the guy has plenty of money. I don't think he needs for anything at this juncture in his life. So why are we even debating this? And why is this even a topic of conversation? Stearns is gone. Yay for Stearns. Good job, buddy. You got what you wanted. You can go spend money with Steve Cohen, and we all saw how that worked out this year. I don't know that the spending money was the error. I think the way they spent money, and I think that beef with Verlander and Max was real. Verlander and Max are old as well. We know that. So if you spend money smartly, I think you'll be fine. Yeah, you spend half the year. You think about the baseball season. You spend half the year with the club and not seeing your family as often. I mean, it's like a guy that works 50 or 60 hours a week. Like he's constantly probably thinking about it. Even when he is home, he's yeah, exactly, exactly. Like, good for you. You got your deal. Um, and that is what it is. I mean, like executives come and go. I think I think when people are breaking off what we should do with this team, I think let's win with this team first. You know what I mean? Like when people are getting into the like, oh, it's going to change this and this and that, and let's win with what we got. The other thing that I was going to mention is the Northwest Mutual patch thing. Now, I haven't done all the research on this, but from what I understand, the patches were to generate shared revenue amongst the league. From every podcast I heard when they first talked about the patches. So the Brewers are now staked into a shared revenue portion. Is that enough to continue like a player like Burns or Woodruff? I don't know. I don't know what the revenue portions are. Baseball is so secretive about these numbers and about the actual facts behind what works, and what's going on with this stuff. It's kind of funny. Like, have a good one, buddy. Thanks for coming in, man. I appreciate you. Yes, we're good. It's Burns on the hill, man. Good confidence. He's going against Washington. I'm only going for a few more minutes here, guys. It's been a while since I've done this. Um, I appreciate everyone. What else is there to chat on? I think it's exciting to be going back to the playoffs. I mean, after last year's drop from the playoffs, I think it's exciting. We've got a team here, and there's still pieces that can be shipped in, shipped out. You know what I mean? Like we still got some moves to make. Like we've already talked about Garrett Mitchell. We'll see if Ashby becomes a thing. He's been rehabbing. I have not followed as many of his rehabs. I was for a few days, but um, I'm playing for the win here. I'm playing for the victory. I think that it's going to be a good time for the crew to go out and just play ball. And that's what we got to worry about. Nothing else matters right now besides playing day in and day out, winning ball games. If you lose some, like I said before, we got 10 games. 10 games is what it's going to take at the end of the day. Whether it's 10 wins or 5 wins and 5 losses, from the Cubby boys. And we'll see. We'll see, guys. I'm very excited. It's been very good. I have got to get going for the evening, but I appreciate everyone. We'll probably try and come back tomorrow, maybe live after the game. I got a lot going on, but maybe we'll do another session tomorrow afternoon. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for being here today. Appreciate you guys. Remember to like and subscribe. Share this video with a friend. Be a friend. Tell a friend. You guys have a great rest of your evening. And we'll see you in the next one. Go Brew Crew. Get that dub tonight.